Are landscaping leads actually down this year, or is your marketing just broken? Some landscapers are saying that the economy's in the dumps right now and they're kind of blaming things on that, while others are booked up months in advance and off to a great start for the year. So, which one is it? What's up, you guys? My name's Matt Thibeau here with Savant Marketing Agency. And if you're new to the channel, all we do is talk about how you can scale up your landscaping business to seven figures and beyond using digital marketing that works. And in today's video, we're going to be talking all about the state of the market right now for landscaping. And regardless of what my thoughts are on the market right now and kind of where things are at with that, I'm also going to share with you 5 different strategies that you can use this year to position yourself to be successful regardless of what's happening with external sources. So how is the economy doing right now? Well, according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics and Statistics Canada, inflation is trending downwards from around 2023 when it was at its highest. However, inflation still is fairly high. So, what this means is that homeowners do have less purchasing power, which means that there's less money that they can spend on transforming their property. Additionally, consumer confidence is also down. With everything going on geopolitically right now, there is less confidence in consumers in investing right now into landscaping projects. However, the buyers did not go away and people still are spending money on landscaping projects. They're just more focused on spending it with the right landscaper and getting the job done exactly how they want it to be done. And so because of that, I'm going to share with you 5 different strategies that you can use to start being in front of those homeowners who are spending the money on landscaping projects so you can have a fantastic year. Tip number 1 is going to be positioning. Positioning is all about how are you positioning your company in relation to all the other companies that do similar things as you. And so what I want you to do is start thinking about your value proposition in the marketplace. Are you repeatable? Are you replaceable? Sorry. Do people see that maybe you do the same thing as everyone else? Some practical things that you can do to start positioning your company differently is going to be first, niching your services and really becoming known as a specialist for a specific thing. Maybe you specialize in doing really high-end backyard patio installations or outdoor living type projects. Or maybe you're known as being the landscape lighting, go-to guy, and that's what you specialize in. Whatever it is, you should have a specialization. Get away from being a generalist because a generalist isn't able to actually get really good at doing one thing. And higher end homeowners who are willing to pay more money, who are wealthier, who want to do the higher end type work, they're looking for a specialist. They don't want to work with a generalist. And so, one of the simplest and fastest ways that you can separate yourself from all these other landscapers is by really focusing in on a specialization. Okay. The next thing that you can do is really start building up a lot of authority based content based around that specialization. I'm talking videos and pictures of your crew and having a whole lot of different content and a portfolio so that you can show to some of these higher end homeowners, higher end jobs. That's going to make you irreplaceable in the marketplace and it's going to demonstrate your value more so these people actually want to work with you. So focus in on what is the value proposition of my company in comparison to all of my competitors, and how do I want to price and position myself with the type of homeowners that we work with. Some of these wealthier homeowners are going to be the last people to fall if there is an economic downturn. So these are the people who will continue to spend money on landscaping services. And that's why I would recommend to start focusing on the higher end market, bigger jobs, and working with wealthier homeowners. The second tip I have for you is start building trust. One of the easiest ways to stand out during economic uncertainty is by building trust with your market. And there are several different ways that you could do this for your landscaping business. But the first and most foremost place that you can look at to do this is going to be Google reviews. You should be getting plenty of Google reviews. Even if you're doing higher end outdoor living projects that have a larger order value, so then you have less clientele, you should still be putting a lot of your focus towards getting plenty of Google reviews. And what this is going to do is it's going to build trust with people who haven't necessarily worked with you before. So they're going to be more likely to move forward when you deliver them the estimate. The other thing that you can do to build a lot of trust is authentic content. And basically, what authentic content looks like is by creating video selfies or videos on your phone in general, filming your crew, filming jobs, introducing who you are, and really starting to humanize your brand. This is going to build a lot of trust, and not a lot of landscapers are actually willing to do this. So, if you're willing to put yourself out there on social media with authentic content, showing your crew, showing what your day looks like, and really just documenting the process, this is going to build so much trust. And when people trust you, they're going to want to buy from you. Some other things that you can do to start building trust is by getting involved in your community more. Maybe there are, local football games or sports events or any kind of community barbecues or anything like that. You can build a lot of trust by sponsoring some of these community events and being present in those events. So then people will have some visibility of your brand and who you are and meet you face to face. This is definitely going to build a lot of trust. Thirdly, is you're going to need to get some visibility. Most landscapers have an obscurity problem. People just don't know who they are. So, one of the things that you need to do, especially during an economic downturn or times of uncertainty, is to get plenty of visibility. Now is not the time to pull back on your marketing spend and start disappearing behind the scenes. You want to be spending money on Facebook ads, on Google ads. You want to become visible because people can't work with you if they don't know who you are or if they're not being reminded to reach out to you, right? And so many landscapers make this mistake that when they see that, the market's contracting or, maybe they're struggling a little bit, one of the first things they do is pull the marketing. And that is one of the worst things that you can do because you've essentially signed your own deathbed at that point, right? Because it's only a matter of time until now you're becoming less and less relevant in the marketplace. Your brand needs visibility and people need to be reminded of the work that you do and who you are. So I would definitely recommend to be running Facebook ads with the type of content that we talked about, which are video selfies, pictures of your crew, just showing authentic content that's going to build a lot of trust. And on the Google side of things, I recommend local service ads if you can, which are a type of Google search ad. And these ads are going to put you where people are searching for a landscaping business. You want to be showing up in those areas, right? And so spending money on advertising is vital if you want to be visible and be top of mind for people. And so I would highly recommend to stay visible. You can also do offline methods as well to be visible too. So maybe you get your truck wrapped, maybe you have lawn signs, etc. So visibility is absolutely key. The fourth tip that I'm going to have for you is diversification. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket. You need to have diversification amongst many different marketing channels so that you are protected if anything goes wrong, right? We don't want you only to be relying on Facebook ads to get all of your leads or just Google ads or, just this newspaper or whatever it is. The more that you can diversify your marketing, the more that you're going to protect your business, but also the more you're going to grow your business because you're getting the visibility and you're capitalizing on many different opportunities that can all basically be different hooks, right? Catching different fish that are going to come back to you, right? So diversification is extremely important. And this is why when clients work with us, initially they'll come in for advertising on Facebook and Google. And then what we'll start to do is build out their local SEO presence or, start to increase their website ranking or build a better website and all these different things. These are what's going to diversify your brand and protect you that if any marketing channel stops working or whatever, then you have other marketing channels that can continually still bring you in leads. It's also just going to increase that visibility, like what I talked about. So whether it's online expansion and you're doing more marketing online, or let's say that your online marketing is dialed in, and it's like amazing. Start to look to the offline stuff. Is your truck wrapped? Do you have lawn signs and door hangers? Are you doing some of the community events like what I talked about? These things. So you definitely want to start diversifying and looking at how can I add more marketing channels to what I'm doing so that we can be catching more fish with many more hooks, right? And the fifth and final tip that I have for you is dialing in your sales. One of the easiest ways that you can protect yourself and your business is by dialing in your sales process. Okay. And it all starts with speed. So the first thing is speed to lead. How fast are you to actually getting to your leads? Because so many other landscaping businesses aren't fast to getting to their leads. And oftentimes, if you're the one first to get in contact with that lead and have a great conversation, and then you show up and you don't completely bloat it, you're probably going to be the first person to actually land that job. So the speed to lead aspect is super important, but also speed to estimate is very important too. So many landscapers just take forever to deliver an estimate, 5 to 7 days. If you can deliver an estimate right then and there on the spot, or at least within like 48 hours, this is also going to help you a lot with landing more jobs and really standing out as a professional landscaper. So having that in your business is going to be a huge asset. On top of that, being very good at follow up and being organized in your follow up is also a great asset in your sales division. I recommend to have a great CRM set up in your business. In our company, Savant Marketing, we give all of our clients a custom CRM that we built on the Go High Level platform. Go High Level is one of the best CRMs out there. And the reason for that is because you can build up all of these SMS automations or email automations. And now we have this super cool, basically like workflow that we can use on the back end so that when you're following up with your prospects, you're super organized and you're doing it in an orderly manner. You also want to be doing things like quarterly follow-up campaigns. So all the leads that you're generating, what are you doing with the ones that aren't closing? Are you just forgetting about them, throwing them away, deleting them? You don't want to do that. You want to do a quarterly campaign where you are reactivating those old leads and saying, hey, this week only, we're offering 10% off any legitimate quote that you receive from us. Or, this week only, we're throwing this in for free if you move forward this week, blah, blah, blah. So you want to be doing quarterly reactivation campaigns to make the most out of the leads that you've already paid for. And you're kind of squeezing the most amount of ROI that you can out of that investment. So that is going to go a lot further for you. And finally, I just recommend to do sales training. If you haven't had any formal sales training in your business, this is going to be one of the best investments that you can make for your company, because now everything else that you're doing, whether it's with the marketing or whatever, it's going to go further because you're able to capitalize on those opportunities and you're able to follow up in a way that's professional and not pushy or weird, but you are staying top of mind and you're being where you need to be, right? And so I would definitely recommend to get some sales training. I personally would recommend Jeremy Miner. He has a company called Seventh Level. Even if you just watch some of his stuff on YouTube, I would recommend it for you. And I think that would be very helpful for your company going into 2026. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe. If you have any questions, comment below. I'm happy to answer anything. And if you're watching this right now and you own a landscaping or outdoor living business and you're trying to scale up in 2026 and you really want to dial in your online marketing, getting more leads and more sales on the installation side, my link is in the description. You can book a call with our team. We'd be happy to speak with you and see how we could support you this year and help you grow. All right, guys, I'll see you on my next video.